What's going on, Jerome's? Tomorrow, the Vikings play the Texans tomorrow, and they finally get a win in the damn throwbacks. That's right. So the Vikings, historic U.S. Bank Stadium, battle of unbeatens, 2-0 versus 2-0. Something's got to give, and the Vikings, I love the throwbacks. So let's get a dub in them. That's all I'm asking for, man. That's all. That is it. It takes so little for us Vikings fans to be happy. All we want is a win. Win no matter what. Also, so this is great. This is from Reddit. Of course, you've seen this one before, right? Where family photos and everyone's got the signs. One is happily married with kids. The other one is engaged. The other one is single with tacos or whatever. Or proud cat mom. Something like that. But this one's good. Expecting, excited, engaged, and then photoshopped. Vikings are 2-0. Don't care. Don't care that it's photoshopped. It's amazing, right? Also, so I'm guessing. So it's the mom and the dad. I'm guessing it's three sons because all three sons look alike and they all got like the buzz cut going on, right? And also, I wonder what the original sign said for the single one, like high score in Fortnite. I don't know, maybe. Who knows? Or maybe he's a Redditor. It's also possible. Something that's also unfortunately possible is that Vikings will be missing a couple of key players. Addison, ankle, expected. Diamond Dallas Turner out with that knee issue. He ruled himself out on Thursday. Hopefully he'll be back in time for the Packers game next Sunday. And then Ivan Pace Jr. So Pace was dealing with a quad issue and then limited work on Thursday at practice, dinged up his ankle, did not participate on Friday, and he is out this week. But O'Connell, rosy outlook that Pace will be back for the Packers game. All hands on deck. But now the veteran Kamu Hill, maybe some Asama as well, will get that off-ball spot next to Blake Cashman outside. How about that? Now, I mean, Kamu's pretty damn solid, man. So he was... he's been a do-it-all special teamer throughout his NFL career. The 1 year that he was a full-time starter, ironically, of course, is with the Houston Texans in 2021. He's a true veteran, well-rounded, all-around off-ball linebacker. So him and Cashman patrolling the middle should be no muss, no fuss, especially if Joe Mixon misses. He's listed as doubtful. Dameon Pierce is gone as well. Cam Akers we'll talk about here. Actually, we'll talk about it now. So Cam Akers is the place to be in line to start. He's coming back from a second Achilles surgery. Now, Akers, the Vikings traded for last season from the Rams after they went with Kyren Williams, and Akers was solid. Akers is a very solid outside zone running back, can do everything. Decent receiver, decent pass blocker, and was hoping to have him back in the mix. But the Vikings, pretty deep at running back with Aaron Jones and Ty Chandler and Myles Gaskin. So Akers, who was working out and training out all off season at Training House next to TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill, and even reportedly over 4th of July was going to sign with the Vikings pending physical, but decided to go a different direction, and he made the right one. He made the Texans 53, and now has an opportunity to start with a couple injuries in front of him. So, I'm rooting for him, just not on Sunday. Cam Akers I like a lot. Someone I also like a lot is Paul Allen on the mic, PA 9 to noon. So Friday Football Feast, PA getting a little bit chirpy. I kind of like when PA gets chirpy. He said this, quote, this is from Purple Persuasion. We just beat the NFC team that went to the Super Bowl last year, and we're an Aaron Jones fumble at the 2 from blowing that ass out, which, phrasing. All right, but he's not wrong. So, as we said, like the final score of the Niners game wasn't really indicative of how one-sided it was, and the Vikings handled their business in the trenches, all three phases as well. And I mean, if Jones doesn't fumble at the whisper of the goal line, and then the defense allows the Niners to march 99 yards for a touchdown, I mean, this is different. I mean, this is a 2-touchdown win over the reigning defending NFC champs. Still impressive either way, but it could have been a lot more pronounced, as it were. And that's kind of great too, where you beat a very good team when you didn't play your best ball. Speaks of the talent of the squadron. Next, So Danielle Hunter, will always hold a special place in our hearts. But Danielle moved on, got himself a nice payday with his nearly hometown Houston Texans, which is great. Vikes fan page. Texans edge rusher Danielle Hunter on facing the Vikings for the first time. Quote, I'm looking forward to it. I'm treating it as any other game. I'm thankful for the 9 years I had there, end quote. And yeah, I hold zero grudge against Danielle. Why would you? He was a pros pro when he was here. Fought back from the herniated disc in his neck. Had a career high in sacks last year after transforming himself from a hand-the-dirt defensive end to a stand-up outside linebacker. And he's always put the team first. Like he's a quiet guy. He's a lead by example type guy. Very productive, and played team defense. Like sometimes he would put his stats aside, and for the number of years he played that left side, strong side defensive end. You're stopping the run. You're setting the edge a lot. So I love Danielle Hunter, and I hope he does well. Just not tomorrow. just like Cam Akers, man. Something I also love is Brian frickin' Flores, and it's going to be great. So every single game, the opposing quarterback will just be like, wow, I've never seen that before. And that's what's fantastic about Flores is that they mix up and disguise and bluff and just do so many wild things on defense where the quarterback, even seasoned veteran quarterbacks, like they don't know what the hell to make of it, right? So the pre-snap look is different than how they end up, and the crowd in the line of scrimmage, and they might not even blitz, but you don't know which four are coming at you, and it can be really tough. It can be frustrating. And slinging Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy in training camp were always talking about going up against Flores' defense every single day, and how McCarthy said something to the effect of, preseason, it's nice not to go up against Flores. It's no aspersion on the Raiders, but yeah. Vikes fan page put this together. Vikings quarterback slinging it, Sam Darnold, America's quarterback, credits going against Brian Flores' defense during training camp for his preparation against opposing defenses early on the season. Quote, to be prepared for all those looks the way that we were throughout training camp has definitely prepared us to see different looks throughout the season, end quote. And that's what's great about Flores, too, is that they do mix things up. Now, they're still playing primarily zone, but that could be they do have the capability to play a lot more man, especially press man. I think that they could break out of that this week, opponent-specific against the Texans with Nico and Diggs operating the slot, and, of course, Tank Dell. But they mix things up. You can go single high. You can go cover zero. You can go cover three quarters. You can do a lot of things. And it's so much fun, like the little twists and turns that Flores puts in that defense, man. And I'm just in awe. I really am in awe. And it's something that is replicable. It's something that travels. And the Vikings are deep on defense for the first time in forever. So it's also what's glorious. Plus, Chris Long, KSTP, pointed this out. Game notes that came across about Vikings defense through 2 weeks, 23 points, third in the NFL. Our fewest they've allowed through 2 games since 2007. Oh, what happened? Hey, Zimmer, what happened with that defense? What happened? 11 sacks, second in the NFL. It's first, except for teams played on Thursday night. Are the most they've ever had through 2 games. Oh, again, Zimmer, what happened? What happened? First back-to-back games in 8 years with 5+ sacks and at least 1 interception. They had 5 sacks against Daniel Jones and the Giants, 6 against Brock Purdy, career high for him. So Florida's bringing the heat. And like we said, like they're blitzing at a extremely low rate, about 12.9%. So, come on, man. It's awesome, man. Also awesome is the Vikings being able to run the ball for the first time in a while. For the first time since another number 33 running back was in his prime. Yeah. PFF Vikings. Aaron Jones could see a favorable matchup against the Texans' run defense. Jones ranks 4th in PFF rushing grade this season, while the Houston defense is suspect against the run, ranking 26 in run defense grade. Also, their nose tackle Fukasi is not 100% either, so that could help the Vikings win the line of scrimmage. And Jones has been great. I would like for him to be on a pitch count, and also I think Ty Chandler deserves as much work as they can possibly give him. I think Ty Chandler has improved markedly this year. Also, I love that Ty Chandler and Jalen Speedy Naylor are really bumping up that 2022 draft class. Let's go. Ed Ingram, turn around, man. That's it. And lastly, so yes, C.J. Stroud, respect. It's going to be a big-time test. One of the best young quarterbacks in the game. He's got a great arm, accurate, stands tall in the pocket, great leadership, great intangibles, and he's everything that you want your franchise quarterback to be. All right, and it's going to be a huge test for Flores, but also at the end of the day, C.J. Stroud is a second-year quarterback, and I think Flores is going to put Stroud in a blender. But it's funny, like going back to last year, and the Vikings were potentially interested in moving up for a quarterback. But being at 23 would have taken a lot of draft capital to do it, but the Vikings certainly were kicking the tires on a couple of the quarterbacks. And could they have made it work with Stroud? I say yes. And Kevin O'Connell being quarterback whisperer. But, I mean, everyone is in play, right? And everyone and their mom thought that maybe the Vikings move up, make a play for Anthony Richardson. That would be fun. That would have been so much fun, man. But Richardson, so the 65-yard bombs obviously make the highlights, but the little checkdowns like he struggles with. It's weird. It's kind of like Drake May, where, paraphrasing here, but the scouting report on Drake May is that he would miss layups, but he'll drill half-court game winners. And I think that's pretty applicable with Anthony Richardson as well. And then, of course, there's Bryce Young. I think that it could work, but he has to have a perfect offensive line, and he needs weapons. And maybe it could have worked here, but I don't know. Obviously not work out. Like, if the Dolphins are serious about Tua's long-term health, just trade for Bryce Young now. Or the Rams. Hey, if you're done with Stafford, get the heir apparent for Sean McVay. Although I'm pretty convinced that after Matthew Stafford retires, Sean McVay is going to get in the broadcast booth and become this generation's John Madden. I truly believe that. And lastly, of course, mayonnaise, a lot of bananas in coffee or something like that. I don't know. Well, the Vikings had a crack at Levis at 23, but they're just like, nah. Dodge one there. I'm very happy with Slinging Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy, but again, what could have been? Although, could have been kind of nice. But that's it. Vikings news done for this beautiful Saturday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.